Good morning, it's Monday, shibashi time. Hi everyone, I hope you had a great weekend. We've had a productive one here, so that's been really good. I did on Thursday go through the breathing, so we're going to run through that again today. So for anyone who wasn't here on Thursday night, we're going to concentrate on our breathing, try and get it slowed down and calmer. So that's what you've got in store today. We'll have a look and see who joins us. Sun's shining at the moment. Hello Jane, lovely to see you yesterday out in your garden. That's fabulous. Nice for the weekend, nice to sit down and be a little bit peaceful for a while as well. So yeah, fabulous. We have got lots going on here as usual. Already had one customer in and gone on his way to a job picking up his workwear. So yeah, plenty to be going on here. Mavis is in with me today. Whether she'll join in or not, I don't know. So yeah, we'll wait and see how many people join us this morning before I get started. But yeah, we're going to go through, we'll do a warm up as usual, get everything moving a bit stiff and creaky. So yeah, we'll do that, and then we will do the set really looking at our breathing and just focusing not so much on what you're doing with the movements, but running through them and thinking about our breath and breathing from the stomach and the belly, so nice full breaths. What we need to do is, I'll be trying to breathe at a pace hopefully everyone can manage. But if it is too much for you to go as slowly as I'm demonstrating, then go to your breath. What you don't want to do is be gasping between breaths. So go at whatever speed's natural for you. Everyone's got different problems and issues. So if you do need to make the breaths shorter, the moves a little bit faster, then you work to that speed. So as always, make sure you've got plenty of water to drink. Feeling a bit knackered I've got to be honest this morning, so had an early start because it's light, so you get up and do things, and yeah, it's gonna take a bit to get going this morning. Hi Sue. So yes, bit of sunshine, so that's nice. Hopefully get outside to do a bit more work this afternoon. And I think there might be a bit of wood chopping. I had my toenails done on Friday, so fabulous red nails. Thinking I'm going to go for reds through the summer, channeling a sort of 1940s vibe maybe. I blame it on all that Escape to the Chateau watching I've been doing over lockdown. Right, let's get started with our warm-up. Hopefully I won't be interrupted. Andy is printing though, so I may well have to briefly deal with somebody or not. Who knows? Let's see what the morning holds. Oh, who's that? Hi Teen! Congratulations, just got back from... Oh yeah, I've been out running. Good on you. I'm not designed for running, I've got to be honest. I said there's only two places I would ever run, and that is if I was being chased by something, like a bear, or if it was last orders at the bar. So yeah, good for you. Walking, yeah. Running, it's not me. Steph, hi Steph. Hope you're feeling okay this morning. Right, so as always, if you're not feeling up to it or it's too much for you this morning, then just watch and maybe join in your chair, or join in seated, join in with what you feel like you're doing. We're going to start with feet facing forwards, hip bone distance apart, and we're just going to slowly get the body moving. So we're going to turn the head from right to left, going from one side slowly back to the other side. My shoulders are a bit stiff this morning. I've been crouching over some painting, so need to get those shoulders freed up. Going to drop the chin down and half circle the head from one side to the other side. Just trying to stretch out gently through the back of the neck. And then with head facing forwards, we're just going to move the eyes, so keeping the head still, looking forwards. We're going to raise the eyes up, down, right and left, up, down, right and left. One more, up, down, right and left. Then bring those shoulders up to the ears and let them drop. Bring the shoulders up and let them drop. One more, shoulders coming up and let them drop. Then we'll do one shoulder up and down, the other shoulder up and down, one shoulder and the other one. One more to each side. Then give those little shoulders a roll up and back, rolling forward, up and back, and forward, up and back. Then we're going to take one arm, doesn't matter which one, we'll circle the whole arm forwards. Just trying to rotate in that shoulder. And then back it goes for at least 3 rotations. Take this move as big or as small as you need to. Then changing arms, coming forwards with the whole arm. Bringing it forwards and around. And then going back. And hands are coming to the front of the shoulders. So above your nipples, bra strap sort of area, ladies. Elbow coming forward and around. Just keep those shoulders moving. Then taking them back. Elbow going back, leading the way with that elbow. And changing arms. Now remember, if anything hurts, stop. So don't take it to where you're going, ouch. Make the movement smaller, taking the elbow back and around. And then dropping the arms. Going to stretch through both sides of the body. So pushing up with one hand and down with the other. So we're trying to get length through both sides. Turning the head and then looking up towards that top hand. Holding it for at least 2 breaths in and out. And changing arms. So reaching up to the sky, pushing down to the earth, lengthening both sides of the body. You should feel the stretch in this side here especially. And one more to each side. So big reach up and down. And the other side, reaching up and pushing down. Then stretching across the chest, so bring one arm out long, point that finger, going to look down that arm as we pull back across the chest. It's your bow and arrow chest stretch. Couple of breaths in and out. Then changing arms, reach out and pull back. Drop the arms, we're going to swing them around the torso, tapping the front of the shoulders. They've just done a lot of work with all those stretching. And then the arms coming out in front of us, soft elbows, soft wrists. We'll circle those wrists in. So both wrists circling in. Keeping the hands relaxed and open. And then circling back out. Make 2 fists with our hands, good strong fists. Try and keep the back of the wrist in a nice straight line there so the wrists aren't dropping down or pulling back. Hold the fists and then stretch those fingers out nice and wide, as much space between them as you can get. Back into fists. And then a big stretch out of those fingers. Some on the other side of you and pulling each finger out long, almost trying to pull them out of their sockets. Back into fists for the last stretch here. And stretching those fingers out. And heels of the hands going into the lower back, pushing down and out, kidney wiping. Keep going with the kidney wiping. Another 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then drop the hands, give them a little shake. We're going to take those hips round, circling the waist and the hips. Weights transferring through the feet staying flat to the ground, so those ankles are getting a bit of movement. We're going back the other way. So you're trying to keep your head still and in approximately the same position, freeing up the middle of the body just to loosen things up. Ignore the snap, crackle and pops coming from your ankles. And down to the knees. So if you need to, take the feet a little further apart. Give those knees a good rub in and around the knee socket. Dodgy knees, just keep rubbing them. If your knees are okay, fingertips to the knees, we'll circle both knees in. Try and keep the back of your neck nice and straight, so you're looking down towards the floor, circling those knees out. And then keeping the fingertips on the knees, we're going to bend forward, then look up to one side, back through the centre, up to the other. And keep the knees slightly bent for this. Again, if anything's painful, then do stop and don't go so far. Straightening back up. We're going to heel tap to the front. So bringing a leg up and tapping the heel with the opposite hand. So as we do this, you're keeping the body straight. It's the hip joint moving and the heel coming up to the front. It's also starting to challenge your balance. And then we're going to bring the heel up behind and just tap the heel behind you. It doesn't matter if you're not reaching the heel. You might reach it on one side and not the other. You might reach it one time and then miss it for the next two. Doesn't matter. And standing with the feet facing forwards, we're going to lift up one heel. You take your pick. Ball joints of the feet staying flat to the ground, and we'll just circle that ankle round one way. And then take it back the other way. Now as you're doing this, the standing leg's got a lot of work to do, so you should feel the muscles engaged to stabilise you. Drop the heel, taking the other one up. I'm going to circle that ankle round one way. And take it back the other way. Dropping the heels, we're going to just gently stretch the calf muscle out. So a little bit forward with the foot and lift and lower the toes. So at least 3 slow lifts and lowers. Remember, if you've got your spiky ball, you can do the calf stretch on the spiky ball. Then take the foot, turning the leg out to the side to lift and lower. Changing feet, we're going slightly forward with the foot, lift and lower the toes. Then turning the leg to the side, we'll lift and lower again. Stepping back, we're going to march through the feet, so we're going to march toe, toe, heel, heel, outside foot, inside foot, inside foot. Ready? Toe, toe, heel, heel, out, out, in, toe, toe, heel, heel, out, in, toe, toe, heel, heel, out, in, toe, toe, heel, heel, out, in. Fabulous, right, that's the warm up. I'm going to grab a drink. Our new hens that have been here a week now are getting a lot braver, so they're coming around the back of the bungalow, distracting me, running around with their bare bottoms and in molt, our half-dressed chickens. Right, what else have we got? Hi Kathy, nice to see you online. Happy Monday. So, for those of you who didn't catch on Thursday, we're talking about breathing and concentrating on the breathing as we do the exercises. So the breathing is coming from the belly. So if everyone just puts their hands on their lower tummy to start with, if you make this kind of shape with your hands, so your thumbs are together and your fingers are pointing down, your thumbs just below the belly button, so you can feel your stomach underneath the hands. Relax the shoulders down, feet facing forward, and just soften the knees very, very slightly. Gently tip the pelvis back so we're in our standing position for the Tai Chi. As we take some long, deep breaths in and out, got to think about where the breath's going, because we're trying to breathe right down into the belly. So as you breathe in, you should let every muscle relax. Feel that belly expanding beneath your fingers. Your fingers might want to pull apart a little bit. And then as you breathe out, start from the pelvic floor muscles all the way through these stomach muscles. So feeling and thinking about them pulling in to squeeze the air out. And the final bit of your exhale, you feel the rib cage very slightly drop down as the last breath is released. Then breathe in and let it all go again. Then as you're breathing out, starting from the pelvic floor and squeezing that air out, you should feel your fingers coming slightly closer together and then the rib cage dropping. And breathing in, everything's expanding. And breathing out. And in. Now hopefully you can see on the video, or if you get close enough to your phone, as I breathe out, my hands and fingers are coming closer together. And on that in-breath, they're pulling slightly apart as the stomach's expanding. So that's where we're trying to get our breathing from. Breathing in and out. Trying to make these breaths last as long as possible. Take a breath in. And out. Now when you breathe in, we're trying to have a pause between the in and the out breath. So we're aiming for an in-breath for about 5 seconds. Breathing in. You reach the end of the in-breath and a count of 2 before you start to exhale. Then a count of 2 while you're on empty before you take that in-breath. So as we do the moves, I'm going to be talking a lot about the gap between the breaths, and that's when our movement's changing with the Tai Chi. So we're concentrating on the breathing all the time coming from the belly. It's the opposite to what you think. So if you say to most people breathe in, everyone will go and suck all their stomach in and the chest goes up and out. We're thinking the exact opposite. So on that in-breath, you're letting everything relax and the stomach's plopping forwards. So we're going to take an in-breath, relaxing everything. Pelvic floor's relaxed, stomach's relaxed. And then as you breathe out, you're contracting from the pelvic floor muscles, front and back, and squeezing that air out, corseting around the waist. Everything's being pushed up and up and up. So there's no air left and you can feel that rib cage drop. Then you've got a little pause before you start taking the in-breath, letting everything relax. So if you're struggling with breathing deeply into the stomach, try it when you're let down in bed. It's quite easy then to keep your hands on your stomach because you're not thinking about your posture and how you're standing. Let your feet roll out to wherever they need to be comfortable, and just take some long, slow breaths in and out. Remembering as you breathe in, you let it all go. Stomach's getting fatter. As you breathe out, you're squeezing the air out and working all those core muscles that we need to protect the back. Okay, so that's a quick run through of the breathing. Now, as I said at the start, if you weren't here and you missed it, if your breathing needs you to go faster than I'm doing, then go to whatever's comfortable for you. So if your health means that you can't get the long, deep breaths, if you can go longer, so Claire, I don't know if Claire's on yet, when Claire watches this video, my little singer in Yarlington, she's got excellent breathing technique from all the singing. So Claire, you should be aiming to go longer, maybe. So if you can make your breath last longer, slow the move down, up to 8 or 9 seconds in breath and the same out. Fabulous. Okay, going for the routine. So don't worry too much about perfecting your movement and what's all the other stuff we've gone on about. Something, hopefully a lot of it will come naturally because you're used to doing it now. But we're really, really focusing on each move, on what our breathing's doing. So feet facing forwards into Wuji. Take a deep breath in and out with your hands on your tummy as we've just been doing. And then we're going to drop the hands to the side. Open arm position. So a bit of space under the armpits, soft elbows, soft wrists. Keep taking those long, slow breaths in and out. Soften the knees. Very gentle tilt back of the pelvis. Straightening up through the spine. Check through that you're not gripping with the buttocks. Shoulders are relaxed and down. Chin and jaws nice and relaxed. Gaze is forward and slightly down. And the head's just balanced nicely on top of the spine. And you're imagining your golden thread taking you a little bit taller through the torso. Long deep breaths in and out as we stand in Wuji ready to start. And if you can, breathe in and out through the nose. If that's too difficult, then in through the nose and out through the mouth. 70% effort, keeping those knees back behind the toes all the way through. stepping out to commence, so at least shoulder width apart, keeping those feet facing forwards, soften the knees. We're going to bring the hands up as we breathe in and down as we breathe out. So remember now, as you're breathing in, you're letting everything go. And as you breathe out, you're squeezing that air out from the pelvic floor all the way up. Breathing in. So now as we breathe in, got our count of 5 at least, and then you're holding the breath. The gap between the breath is when your hands flip to commence a downward movement. Breathing out. And breathing in. Gap between the breath, breathing out. Gap between the breath, breathing in. And there's your gap, breathing out. And the gap to move the hands, breathing in. And out. So from commence, broadening one's chest, breathing in as the hands come up and out. They're coming forward and down. Gap between the breaths, the hands change position to breathe in. Gap between the breath, a second or two before you start coming back on the out breath. There's your gap, breathing in. And the gap to change the hands, breathing out. So we're slowing the breathing right down. And out. One more, breathing in. And out. So this time's dancing with rainbows. Arms are coming up on the in-breath and we're going to the side. Then breathing out to the other side. Breathing in. Now there's your gap between the breath to change the hands to come back the other way for the out breath. And in. Gap and out. Gap and in. And out. And in. So all the time we're doing this, remember, out breath is when we're tightening everything up to squeeze that air out. In breath, letting the stomach expand. Out breath. And in. And out. Breathing in as we come back to centre, changing for circling arms, dropping the hands down, breathing out. We're going to bring the arms up, crossing them in front of us to breathe in. Turning the hands in the gap between the breaths and then breathing out as we lower back down. Gap between the breaths starting to come up, breathing in and out. There's your gap before the in breath. And out. Breathing in. So all of this breathing is concentrating the work and effort on our core muscles. Breathing in. The stronger we can get around our middle, the more it will protect the back from working too hard, taking too much strain. And out. Hands are coming to the waist, palm up. This time I'm going to drop an arm back. So we breathe in. Twist waist, swinging arm. And then we're going to breathe out to the front. Gap between the breath is here. Dropping the arm down to breathe in. Up and over. You've got the gap between the breath as the hands coming down. You're turning back to centre to breathe out. Pushing away. You start to turn, there's your gap. Breathing in. And out. Breathing in. And out. So think of the gap here when the hand turns over. Breathing in as the arm comes back. And then your gap as they start to pull back together before you breathe out. Do one more each side. Breathing in. Now remember you're turning that waist. Breathing out. As far as you can comfortably go. Out. Last one, so we're even on the sides. Breathing in. And out. Hands coming back to the sides, palms facing forwards. Going to breathe in. Bringing the hands up, rowing a boat. Breathing out. There's your gap as the hands turn to face backwards. Breathing in. Little pause. Breathing out. Breathing in. And out. Turning the hands, breathing in. And out. In. And out. We'll do one more, breathing in, straightening up through those legs and breathing out. Now I'm going right heel, right hand across the body So we breathe in, holding that ball, and then turn the hand, breathing out, back through centre. So if you can, come up on both heels, breathing in, turning the hand on the gap, breathing out. There's your gap as the hand returns, breathing in. And out. Breathing in. As you reach away, gap between the breath, turning the hand, breathing out. Lowering back down. Gap between the breath, return the hand, breathe in. There's your gap, breathing out. Breathing in. Coming up on those toes. Breathing out. Now try and get that descent slow and controlled. Breathing out. And in. And out. So last reach to this side, breathing in. And as we come back with the out breath, we're going to take the heels down, both hands coming in. So we're now in breath to the side, carrying the moon. Out breath forward. In breath, arms coming up to the side. Out breath to the front. Okay, breathing in. Hold it for the gap between the breath as that hand turns on the top arm. Breathing out. The out breath should finish about central. You've then got a couple of counts before you start the in breath when you're about here. And out. Gap between the breath, breathing in. Hold it for the gap, breathing out. Breathing in. And out. So we're constantly moving. And out. Last one to this side, breathing in. And out. Now as we come back to centre, straighten up slightly and bring the hands in on the in breath. As you're turning, going to breathe out, pushing that heel of the hand away. Breathe in, you're coming back to centre, turning so you're facing centre, and turn to the other side on that out breath, pushing away. Breathing in. There's your gap as you start to turn, breathing out. There's the gap as you bring the hand back. Breathing out. And in. Out. In. push palm out. And out. Breathing in. Remember filling that belly on the in-breath. Breathing out. And turning the hand to face you. As you breathe in, you're going to rotate round, playing with clouds. On the gap, turn the arms around to breathe out, coming back. There's your gap as you change arms, breathing in as you move. And out. Breathing in. And out. Three more to go. Breathing in. And out. If this is too slow for you, go a little bit faster to match your own breathing. Breathing out. There's the gap to change the arms, breathing in. And out. Lost count now, so we'll do one more. Breathing in. And out. Dropping the arms, going to turn to the side, so taking the foot half a foot forward and turning the foot to face out. We're going to raise the back heel as we scoop forward, breathing in. And out. Breathing in, heading out over that knee. Gap between the breath, turn the hands to breathe out as you lower. Breathing in. Take that gap to change the hands, breathing out. There's your gap as the hands change, breathing in. And out. Breathing in. Now remember, reach as far forward as you're comfortable with. And out. We're going to change sides, stepping the foot back, going to the other side, breathing in as we reach forwards and out as we come back. Breathing in and out. There's your gap, changing the hands, breathing in and out. Now going into playing with waves. So it's an in-breath, bringing the hands up, breathing out as you push away, and in as you pull back. Breathing out. There's your gap. Changing the hands in that gap before you breathe out. And in. Out. And in. So playing with waves. Last one this side. Breathing out. And in. Coming back to centre, changing legs. I'm just going to hit play on my music and run out. Now changing legs, playing with waves to the other side. So we're going to raise that back heel, breathing out. And in. Breathing out. And in. There's the gap. Breathing in. And pause before you breathe out. And in. Arms are going out and staying out there, so breathing out. Turning the hands in that gap between the breath, then breathing in as they come out. Spreading wings. Breathe out. And in. In that gap, you're changing the hand, ready to come back on the out breath. Gap to turn the hand, then breathing in. And out. And in. Last one, going forward on the out breath. And breathing in, coming back to centre, arms out wide as you change feet. Going to the other side, breathing out. And in. And out. There's your gap of 2. In. And the gap. Out. And in. In. Last one, going forward. And breathing in, arms coming out, we're coming back to centre. To the side of the body with the elbows, make sure those feet are still facing forward. So from there, that's your in breath. We're making 2 fists on that in breath, softening the knees. Then we're going to breathe out. So push away. Breathing in. Breathing out. Turning the hand in the gap and then breathing in. In the gap, the other hand's coming out. Breathing out. And then in the gap between the breaths, you're turning it to breathe in. It's quite difficult to talk and breathe this one at the same time, so I'm just going to go out and in, out and in. one more each side. Breathing out. Fist going away. Breathing in. And out. And in. Now on the end of that in breath, you've got your gap. You're dropping the arms, giving the fingers a wiggle as we breathe out. Soften the knees. Have a double check of the feet. Going to take the backs of little fingers to the side of the fronts of the thighs. The backs of the hands are facing out, very slightly back. Breathing in, raising up onto your toes. And breathing out. Right, I'm going to have to move back because my hand's getting chopped off there. So breathing in, arms coming up. Gap between the breath is where those hands flip, ready to breathe out for the descent. Gap between, fingers are turning, breathing in. And out. Now remember, keep those knees back behind the toes. Breathing in. And a slow descent back down. Breathing out. Breathing in. Coming up as high as you comfortably can on the toes. Breathing out. Breathing in. And out. Remember, make sure the hands are only coming to the front of the thighs. You're not doing some weird kind of ballerina thing in the middle. Breathing in. Flying like a wild goose. Breathing out. Lower those heels down, legs should be feeling it now. Both hands, palms facing each other. Breathing in as the hands come up. And breathing out. Through the bottom half of the circle. So if you think about your in-breath being through the main arc at the top of the circle, and then when you're getting near your 3 o'clock or 6 o'clock, you've got a gap between the breath here, then you're breathing out. As you come up to about, oh God, I've got to work it out now, my clock analogy, 5 o'clock, you've got that gap again, you're breathing in. Holding it for a couple of breaths, breathing out. Do one more round this way. Breathing in. Holding that breath before you breathe out. Change direction. So we're going to go breathing in. Holding for a couple of seconds before you breathe out. Now I'm moving so slow, I've got a fly pitched on my arm. Breathing in. Hoping with all this deep breathing that I don't breathe in up my nose. Breathing out. There's your gap. Breathing in. Gap before you breathe out. One last round. Breathing in. And out. Dropping the hands. It's bouncing a ball. So going from one leg to the other. Start with your heel raise if you need to. Opposite leg to hand. We're going to breathe in as we raise the knee. Lowering it back down on the gap. Breathing out. raise the other one, lowering it down on the gap. So we're breathing in, lower, out, lower. So your breath here, your in-breath is the whole leg lift and the start of the descent, and then about halfway down is your gap. So breathing, that one, I can't remember which one that was. We'll go breathing in. I think I've changed legs now. And out. Now if you can get that heel raise in, breathing in. And out. In. And out. In. And out. Dropping the heels down, checking those feet, and the press palms, the palms facing up, a little bit out from the body. Make sure the thumbs are relaxed, soften those knees. Going to breathe in, bring the hands up. Turn the hands and breathe out as you push down. Press palms, we're collecting all that chi energy up on the in-breath. And there's my phone going. Turning the hands, breathing out. Breathing in the gap between the breaths, hands get to turn, breathing out. Apologies for the phone. If anyone who usually does this, shame on you. Breathing in. And out. There's your gap as the hands turn to breathe in. Turn the hands, breathe out. Turn the hands, last one, breathing in. And out. Then we're going to step back, bringing the hands into prayer position, down the centre line of the body, just so we're balancing ourselves up left and right. Left hand, right hand onto the lower dantian. And close your eyes if it's helpful. Just taking 3 or 4 long deep breaths in and out. Concentrating on that breathing, so as you breathe in, the belly's expanded, and as you breathe out, you're squeezing that air out from the pelvic floor muscles through the stomach muscles all the way out. Breathing in. And out. As you're breathing in now, make sure you're not gripping with the buttocks or the shoulders aren't tense. Everything's relaxed, knees are soft, thumbs aren't doing anything odd. Breathing out. One more big breath in. And out. And that's it, we're done today. Thank you everyone, thank you so much for joining in on this sunny morning. I'm going to give the hands a rub. Just get finish the clasp properly. And then a good rub in the face, so we're dry washing in and around the face, back of the ears, back of the neck. Then get into that scalp and give it a good old rub in and around, anywhere that feels good. And then tap down the outside of your arms. Not usually wearing a watch, that could round up the insides. Don't tap your watch. Down the outside of your legs. You need to take the feet a little bit further apart so you can hopefully get somewhere in the ankles. Up the inside of the legs. And then we'll wipe outside arms, wipe it away. Inside arms, wipe away. Down the bum, back of the legs, wiping down. And then from the inner thighs, wiping down the inside of the legs. And we're done. So you can carry about the rest of your week now, knowing you've done a really good deep breathing time. Oh, I'm here, but I can't do it. That's back. Oh dear, back trouble. Chiropractor. Well, hopefully he'll fix you, Ange. I know it was playing you up a couple of weeks ago, so it's obviously reached a stage it needs some attention. So, breathing. Practice your breathing. Thank you, Jane, and you have a nice day too. Even if you are, like I say, just perhaps lying down in bed. Thanks, Dean. Great workout time to put the washing out. Oh, you got sunshine too. That's nice to know. I think I put washing out here. It might blow away. That's the trouble. Yeah, Mavis hasn't put in an appearance. Hi, Lynn. Nice to see you joining in. She's can't be bothered today. She's too zenned out, that cat. I think we could all learn a lot from cats. And probably Steph's greyhounds as well. I bet they sleep well. I bet they sleep every opportunity. You know my experience of greyhounds and lurchers. So yeah, have a lovely week, whatever you're doing. Stay safe. Avoid anything you can avoid. Do what you need to do. What else do we need to say? Keep washing your hands. It's still out there. It's not all over, but restrictions are now well, I'm going to say relax, but then we're all going to be wearing face masks. I did have to wear a face mask when I had my feet done, which did seem very, very odd, I've got to be honest, because the girl was quite a long way away from me. But I've got my toenails, they're lovely, and I'm going to make that a regular treat for me. So yeah, yeah. What else? Got used to the hair now, really loving it. So it's gonna. I will warn you, it's gonna be like this for quite a long while yet. Yeah. So I'm gonna get back out in my shed and start painting things and hammering things and cleaning things. And yeah, if anyone wants me, you know where I am. Practice your breathing. Practice slowing the breathing down. So if you are feeling stressed at all, if the thought of going to the supermarket and masking up and gloving up is just filling you with horror, but you know you've got to do it, then take some deep breaths. Take some deep breaths before you go in. Breathing behind your mask might make you feel a bit claustrophobic. So when you do get back to the car and you think, oh my God, this is horrible, what an ordeal, just take some time to sit there, calm yourself before you've got to drive off out into the traffic. Slowing that breathing down. Trying to breathe into the belly. What happens when we're stressed, people tend to breathe really shallow, so you're not using your lungs to the full capacity. Lungs are massive, they're going right in and around back here, and we're trying to get air into every part of them. So just take some time, slowing the breathing down. Do a little bit of 5-finger qigong, so you can work through the fingers. I think I've done that not for a long time. I have to do that again actually. Now everyone's going out and about. I'll quickly swizz through it for those of you who know how to do it. So you can do this while you're sat in your car, or if your husband's driving and driving the car and driving you nuts, you can sit and quietly do it next to him. Keep yourself calm. You take 2 long deep breaths in and out. Then touch your thumb and your first finger together as you sat there, and take 3 long deep breaths in and out. Now this touch is only just touch, call it a tingle touch. Then release those fingers and take 2 breaths. Then move to the next finger and take 3 long breaths in and out. Release the fingers, 2 long breaths, 4th finger and thumb, 3 long breaths. Release the fingers, 2 long breaths, thumb to little finger, 3 long breaths in and out. Release the fingers, 2 long deep breaths in and out. Now that's got you to do, I haven't actually worked out the maths, but a lot of breaths in and out. I should work that out for you, but I can't do that quickly in my head. So you've got 5 fingers 3 times, 3 5 15, plus all the 2s in between. So that's a lot of deep breathing in and out. And shut your eyes, it'll help. Obviously not if you're the driver. Just calm yourself down, breathe in, reduce the stress, get some oxygen into you. We need the oxygen. And yeah, I'm waffling on now. So I'm going to say bye-bye, and I will be back on Thursday. Bye. Mavis has got up now. Come on, May. Let's say hello. There she is. Say hello, Mavis. She's going to turn around and show you her backside, I expect. Little Mavis at the end. Oh, say hello to the people, May. No, she wants to go out. Okay, I'm off. Bye.